And look at Randy Orton slithering.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out! KO! Here's the cover!
Hey, what's up everyone, and we're back finally with a video. Sorry there hasn't been much content since I've got back, but I've had some stuff to take care of. But today I've got a good game for you in a tank that is pretty much the worst tier 8 light tank, but it's a little bit better now because of some of the changes over the past whatever month or so. But the HMH 58 is probably still one of, if not the worst tier 8 lights. It's probably better than the LHM TV at this point, I would say, just because the gun handling on this is a little bit better now. It's still derpy, but it's still better. But yeah, and to say the accuracy got better, or not the accuracy, the penetration got better is also not true, because it's still an amazing 165 pen on these standard rounds with 210 on the heat. So hopefully we'll have more content over the next week or so. I should have more time. I had some real life stuff to take care of, but now the content should be a little bit more regular. And I know I did promise the crew setups video. We'll do that next week, since I will have more time, and it's going to be a more time intensive video per se versus just a straight gameplay video. But as somebody said at the end of this game, or towards the end of this game, this was kind of a classic game by me, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, apparently this is a classic turkey game. I don't know what that means, but apparently it is. So we're on Fisherman's Bay, tier 9 game, and already we're kind of got pushed out of our initial spot that we like to go to because of the KPZs and a Trailblazer variant, one of the SP1Cs. I can't keep track of which one that was. It may have been a Tiger Shark, actually. Yeah, it was a Tiger Shark, looking at it now. So rather than stay there and just fighting a losing battle, since there's nobody really supporting me there, and I would have been on my own against two tier 9 mediums that are very, very haul down, and a very deadly tier 8 light that is much better than this thing, I'm just going to take my services over to this flank, basically, and it's working out so far. We already picked up 1 kill on a T29. It was not that difficult to do, and right now we actually have some support. We have an AE phase 1 who's going in. We've already spotted one of their arties, which is nice. Hopefully you're going to take him out. Snap one into the Tiger Shark, and that's going to be our only shot we're going to get into him, because this is going to be pretty bad. We're going to make some really bad shots. Here we go. That's the first one. Misses. And this is where this thing struggles, and I struggle a little bit in it. Miss the second one. It's not great for dueling other lights, because the gun handling is really derpy. Traverse is derpy. Turret traverse is eh. And besides blaming the tank, I was just aiming poorly there, just straight up. And he's actually able to get away, and it's not going to be the last time he missed him a couple times. So, a bit unfortunate there, because there is only one light tank per team in this matchup. So whoever has light is going to likely control vision, I would imagine. And right now we're trying to prioritize this guy. We put one shot into the CDC, and again we missed another 2 shots on that guy. Just aiming badly. Nothing to say there, just poor aim. It happens to everybody, I suppose. So rather than keep pushing down that line and just being in an open field, it may be tempting to do that because you had the initiative. But I'm actually going to take a position over in the center, because I realized most of their team went down. Likely looking at the map right there, they're all going to be pushing through our field. And also with their light tank kind of spotting that field, I don't want to just get stuck in a crossfire at that point. And again, we're going to miss a couple more shots on this guy, because why not? And our AE phase 1 luckily shuts him down and makes it so we don't have to waste any more ammo missing that guy. So that's nice of him. And here we pick up the KPZ. Is kind of stuck in an awkward position. Unfortunately, we don't move after shooting, so his buddy actually does put a shot into us, and we get our second one to bounce off of him. The great shot. But now we realize they're in a really kind of a pickle. these two KPZs. They're very powerful tanks, but in that position, they're very, very locked down. But also realize my AP, I'm not going to be able to pen them. And here we see E75 pull side on. Now, they still have AP loaded, or the APCR, sorry. And I'm like, I can't pen either of those guys frontally. Maybe I can pen E75 side on. So here, I'm going to move slightly, so I'm out of the line of sight of those two KPZs. But I can shoot the E75 and stay unspotted. Activate the food, put our second shot in, and then take time to aim the third, and all three pen. Very lucky for us that he was pretty much completely flat on. Otherwise, using the standard rounds there would have been quite bad, and probably could have bounced with 165 pen, even off the side of an E75. But luckily for us, like I said, he was completely flat on, and now we loaded the heat rounds, because these guys are going to be a bit of an issue if they're facing frontally with the 165 pen. I don't think we can pen the lower plate reliably at all in that scenario. So at this point, I'm trying to get another shot into them. We see the heavy tank to our left as well. Trying to keep an eye on that. And now from this spot, we can't really pick up a spot on them because there's foliage in between us and them. And I must say the foliage does work a lot more consistently now. That is something I've noticed since playing since 6.0. It's actually camo works more consistently. At least I think so. We put a second shot into one of the KPZs, and then we're going to try to put a third. Yeah, there we go. And now we're just going to go back behind the building and wait a little bit longer for our relay to take off, basically. At this point, we have no real reason to move unless that heavy tank that was pushing through the middle gets real aggressive. And sure enough, we get spotted, and that's most likely the Carnarvon, that heavy in the middle. And we're going to get out of here because I don't know where their arty is at. I don't know if I'm going to be already safe there or anything. If anybody has shot, so I'm going to fall back, try to bait this guy forward. And sure enough, he's taking the bait and following me. And I'm trying to take him back towards my teammates. And sure enough, there we go. Get one shot into him. So now he's an easy one shot for me. I can kind of pause for a second. Missed the first one, unfortunately. But our second one does go in, and we take him out. And a nice little trade there. We don't actually lose any hit points, and we're able to bait him out into the open and take a tank off their team. So now we can go back to trying to finish off the second KPZ. We know he's still going to probably be locked down in that spot, more than likely, because just moving from that position where they've gotten themselves into it's a very sticky situation, basically. There's nowhere for them to move at all without getting spotted. It's kind of rough for them, but great for us because I know where these really powerful tier 9 now is going to be at. And sure enough, somebody else picks a spot up on him, and we're just trying to, there we go, get one in, and he goes on spot, but we're still going to take the shot, and perfect, we finish him off. So great result there. We get both of their really good tier 9 mediums out of the game, and now we're getting to a different role. We're all over the place this game, from active kind of scouting to now we're going to sit in a bush and spot up what else is in the field and pick up the spot on a VK 100 and the Tiger B. But unfortunately, we don't get anything on the Tiger B because I think somebody else was also spotting him before us, so that's okay. And right now we're finally reloaded. We still haven't seen, oh, there they are. That's just one of those things that I knew where those tanks are probably going to be at, or going to be back in that little dip behind the small ridgeline back there. So that's kind of important to always know, is where the unknown tanks are at, just based off where your team is at on the map. And sure enough, they're right where I thought they would be, with the Defender and the tier 9 Chinese TD. And we actually pick up the shot on the arty as well, put one into him, but rather than dumping the entire clip and just sitting there and possibly getting killed by the Chinese TD, we're just going to reload. We spotted the arty, maybe our arty will finish him off, who knows. But yeah, I see that far too often, and sure enough, our arty does finish him off, which is nice. Of people in autoloaders, myself included, we're all probably guilty of this if you've played an autoloader, of just sitting out in the open and just dumping all your shots. It's very tempting to do that, but if you do that, you risk the danger of taking damage or even getting killed. And at this point, we don't want to die because it's still a close game. We still could throw this. So we put all three of our shots penned there into the lower plate with heat into that Chinese TD. So yeah, I mean, just risking or weighing the risk there basically with the autoloader and saying, okay, is it really worth it for me to sit in the open and just dump all these rounds, especially when I don't have a shot at the RD anymore, and the TD could just pull out and blot me basically. So don't do that. Rather take the smart approach. And now we're all the way in the town, so we're all over the place this game. Honestly, I guess that's why it's a classic me game. Apparently, who knew? And we're just reversing here so we can get away quickly if we do get spotted. Pick up the spot on the defender with 300 alpha, finish him off for, or I believe, 5th kill of the game. And we did get spotted there because we were, the bush was transparent, so that's fair enough. So now we're just trying to lose the spot. And now we're going to run through. TD gets lit up by somebody else. Somebody that put a shot into him. And then we finish him off for the W. And picking up, I believe, our 6th kill of the game. It's hard to keep track unless you're looking at the scoreboard constantly. But I believe that was the top gun for us. And the scoreboard is glitched because that's always pleasant. And sure enough, yeah, picked up the top gun. Just shy of 4,500 damage. Not the biggest result there. Also 2,200 assists, but overall I think a pretty fun game to watch, all over the place. Yeah, just enjoyable. I want to give you guys a pretty simple gameplay vid, and I will catch you all next week with more content, hopefully. I appreciate you watching, and see you. Peace.